Welcome on into the NY to MD podcast. Your host, Kevin Hurd, Brian Sherrard. As you can see, I'm outside in the wilderness today. So if you hear any birds or if there's any lizards, since we have snakes here, or
Are you on
brown,
location today,
or
Hurt?
brown dogs, yeah, I'm a refugee outside the house.
I think you went to the bubble, Hurt.
Well, right now I'm out the bubble, basically, right outside. So the wubble, as some people call it, it's
Oh
like
yeah, the
a
wobble.
flexible bubble. It's a wubble. Yeah, listen. This seems like the place to be, man. If I was in the bubble, they got in the NBA. They got fish in the lakes. I heard.
Oh yeah, I heard about
Yeah, I mean, people ordering extra couches and refrigerators, and the Raptors had like their hallway decorated and all their paraphernalia and stuff where they're staying at. So I
that.
mean, in a way, it seems like it's kind of going back to college, probably. You know what I mean? For a lot
Yeah,
of people. So that's a, listen. I wouldn't mind going down and staying in the NBA bubble for for a couple of days.
yeah. Pick up my lemon pepper wings on the way.
Yeah, well, depends on where you get your wings from. You could probably. I mean, I don't. Yeah, I'm sure you could probably have them delivered, or that even they. I heard that they're really good though.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, but still. So yeah, we have a lot on tap, including the NBA coming back. The NHL started last night in their first round of games. The NBA started Thursday. I believe today's Saturday. So yeah, they start. No, they start Thursday or Wednesday. No, they start Thursday.
Thursday. Yep.
Yeah, they start Thursday. MLB. We'll talk about MLB and this battle against the coronavirus. And I think. Oh, and college football. Cannot forget about college football and just scheduling.
Okay.
So, but we'll start off with the NBA. You gotta excuse me because I am outside. There might be things flying back and forth. Yeah, I don't think mosquitoes are out this early, but if there's any bees because I'm allergic and you see me run, that's exactly what happened, folks.
Well, I'm
So,
inside and I already battled a spider this morning.
yeah, we're just dealing with nature. That's all it is. Yeah, just nature. Look at it. They're just suddenly we got cameos coming in here. Listen, I didn't pay to be on the show. I didn't ask you to be guests. Anyway, so what are we talking about? Oh yeah, so NBA. So the NBA is back. First couple games on Thursday. I watched both.
Okay.
Was it Milwaukee?
No, it was you had LeBron and what
The
was up
Clippers.
and the Pelicans.
Oh yeah, the Pelicans faced
The Clippers? No, that was
no
yesterday. The Utah
yeah,
Jazz.
Utah Jazz. Yeah, Rudy Gobert and Utah Jazz, and then the Clippers and the Lakers
Right.
were the last game that night on opening NBA opening night, so to
Yeah.
speak. So and it was it's a little bit weird that they do have the coaches and people who are on the sidelines, of course, are wearing masks
Right.
and everything like that. The Lakers did end up winning that game
Yeah, they
against.
pulled it up.
Yeah, very good game. LeBron taking charge. He scored the winning basket and guarded PG 13 and Kawhi on that
Yeah.
last. So yeah, man, we got this 8 game play in, so to speak, for the eighth seed. And so far, so good. I mean, it looks exciting. There hasn't been any positive tests. So that the bubble's working, man.
Well, first, I just want to talk about the presentation
Mm.
of the NBA. I think it's great. I think it looks great. Um, there's a screen in the background. And first of all, I like how they had the players and the coaches and everything spread out, so it actually looks like a couple row of fans. So I like that. Then
Yeah,
directly behind them is the screen, which reflects the home team. So you might have like you might almost like a jumbotron in a way where you'll have like go Bucks or go Raptors and their logos flashing in the background, which I think is cool. But they also had the digital fans, which I actually like. What do
yeah.
you think about that?
I liked it. My wife was like, so they have people there because she didn't have her glasses on. I was like, no, those are digital fans. And I think during the Oklahoma City game, one of the digital fans was CP3's kid.
Oh,
Like
really?
digital fans there. He was like looking back, like, what is that? He saw his son is one of the digital fans out there. I mean, I like that. I love the cardboard cutouts
Wait up,
that
they're cardboard cutouts?
no that the baseball has.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, listen,
Yeah.
anything that has some kind of fan involvement. They make each home team. They change the court
Yeah.
logos and everything to the home team logos. And
Now, do they actually now are those logos actually on the court or are they superimposed by TV?
Honestly, could nowadays the technology. I guess it could be both.
Okay.
Or
Because I was
one,
trying to
or even more technology. To be honest with you.
yeah, I was trying to figure that out.
Yeah, well, I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, it could be that.
But I really like the presentation of it. Apparently the crowd noise is being pumped into the actual arena.
Yeah,
And is being picked up by the TV. And I like that. I don't know how the players like it, but I like it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, again, it's situated for the home team to, feel like their fans are there and they have their little intros and everything they would if they were playing at home.
Yeah.
So, I mean, which is pretty good.
So I told you a couple things I was confused with. First of all, the digital fans. Do you know anything about that technology? Like, is it people in Zoom meetings? Like, or like where they no, I'm serious. Like, where they get these fans? Like, are these actual fans like watching a game, or are these just like digital fans that they've created? Because it looks like I'm looking at them in the game, like some people turning around, some people doing whatever, some clapping their hands. Like, I'm like, are they actually watching the game in real time, or are these just images that they put together? Like, what's going on with that?
I honestly, I'm not 100% sure. I know for soccer, for the Premier League, they have certain fans that keep their feed going through, say, NBCSN, where they had the sports. And so they'll, like, during a goal or something, they'll cut to the fans. But, you see people sitting in their living room. There, it's like their face is just superimposed somehow. But I'm not 100% sure how they're doing it, to be honest with you. I'm not the technology guy.
Yeah.
But it just still looks cool. But I'm like, I don't know if they're actually watching it at the time or just somebody's face. So I'm not sure.
And they're all like in the same type of seats. So I don't know. So I don't know if it's just like if the seats are like the background, but they're actually like Zoom images of people watching. I don't know. That type of stuff just interests me. I'm really curious to know.
It's pretty cool though.
Yeah, but I like it. I just think it looks
like somebody actually is there watching the game.
Yeah, and it looks, but just like the whole presentation of NBA games looks professional. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't look rinky-dink at all. It looks condensed, but it looks like you're actually watching a real NBA game. I think the actual gameplay has been pretty good too.
No, it's like I was watching Dallas and Houston. No, is it Dallas? It was Dallas and Houston.
Yeah, I think it was Dallas and Houston yesterday.
Dallas had like 75 by halftime. I mean, it was, of course, those two teams don't really play defense that much.
Well, did you see the Clippers last night and the Pelicans, man? Good Lord, that was like a no punch.
Yeah, that was a blowout. I think the Clippers are too good for that team.
Yeah, they're good, man.
Yeah, I mean, still cream will rise to the top during these occasions, usually regardless. But yeah, I mean, everybody did look good. Everybody was LeBron hasn't come off offensively yet. He still looks a little bit rusty. AD had a good first game. He struggled back. And it was a back-to-back, though, for them. So, it was, and they end up losing to Toronto. But, I mean, it's, again, they do, people do look, like they've been working hard in the offseason. Yeah. And they had their time training. Like I said, there still seems some rustiness in some places. Again, I haven't watched all the games. But it does, like you said, the whole presentation makes everything seem like I'm actually watching a competitive game, even though it's basically like in a gym.
Yeah. It kind of reminds me of it almost reminds me in a way of a NCAA tournament game.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, which is cool. Like they're playing in Boise.
Yeah. And the games go like this game after game after game. I'm like, all right, this is cool. This is cool.
Like Saturday it was like a 1 o'clock, a 4 o'clock, like a 7 o'clock. It was all throughout the whole day, and they started early. And I don't know if they're using just one court.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think they have multiple courts. Disney, so I'm sure they have multiple courts out there. But it's just pretty cool. And then like some NBA players come watch other people play.
Yeah,
that had never happened before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
I even like when the broadcasters are giving their interviews. They even do their interviews social distancing. They have like extended mics, so that they're like 6 feet away.
Well, even the broadcasters, they got a big plexiglass.
Oh yeah, that's right.
have it like during the podcast where you had the little line in between to kind
Yeah.
of separate the subway. They give their little social. Hold on, there you go. Social distancing pounds or that way.
Yeah.
And that was like, man, they got plexiglass, they got everything. So exactly, yeah. So it's pretty cool. I mean, I definitely enjoy the pro, and the NBA always seems to put on a good product.
All right. So yeah, no doubt. So a couple things, and I may be in the minority. First of all, I like the Black Lives Matter on the court. I think that's cool. The uniforms, I think, are super cheesy. Super cheesy. I don't like them. Don't like the stuff on the back. I just think it's a little cheesy and a little much.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on that?
I'm fine with it.
Okay.
I mean, if they want to, I mean, I know they put stuff on their sneakers. The WNBA has a lot because they have their name and Breonna Taylor's name underneath of their jerseys. But it's their way since they're, I mean, of course they're speaking and tweeting or doing whatever to to get their point across about social, injustices that we have here in America. But there's their other way of showing it. But again, players have an option; they don't have to.
Yeah.
Put something on there, but if they want to, they can, and I have no problem with.
Yeah,
them.
I think it's a little much. So that's just me.
It doesn't take away from anything.
Yeah, but
at all. But yeah, if they want to get a message and they want to, like LeBron just has LeBron, Kawhi has Leonard. Some people, which is fine, and other people have
freedom.
Lives Matter, or listen to us, and I have no, especially in the climate we are today, and people, I have no issue with that at all.
Yeah,
because it's only going to be probably just for the season.
Yeah,
but the fight will go on. Don't get me wrong, the fight will go on, but that's their way of while they're there, knowing that getting their point across.
Yeah, but I'm like watching a game and I'm seeing education reform. Like, come on, man, I'm not watching a game for that, man. I'm sorry. It's just to me. It's just,
why is that? Why
I just think I don't want to. I don't like. I want to watch the game for sports. Like, I don't need to be hearing all this stuff. I just, for me, like I said, it's just I'm just not down with that. I think it's cheesy, and I just enough.
Yeah, you're definitely in the minority now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Your little votes and stuff when you pick the stuff and lose all those things that you try to.
That's fine. That's how. Hey, that's just how I feel. Another thing, please explain to me.
Why is that bothering you though?
It doesn't bother me. It's just too much, dude. Like I don't.
Just saying, like I don't know.
Like I don't like. I'm watching sports for sports. I'm not watching sports for social commentary. I see it in the commercials. I see it on the court. I see it on the uniforms. Like enough, man. Like just play basketball. Like that's why I'm watching.
You act like they're not playing basketball. They're playing basketball.
I know, but it's like I'm constantly bombarded with all these messages and stuff. Like I don't need that. Like I I go to sports to escape all that stuff. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, like but they live those in that. That's what I'm saying. Like I know
they're no different than you and me. They're no different than you and me.
Yeah. So that's
just me. That's just me. That's just how I feel. Yeah. Like I said, I know it's not a popular opinion, but that's how I feel.
No, which is fine, of course. This is the NYMD podcast. Everybody has their opinion.
Yeah, I mean, my thing is, look, ultimately, I'm glad we're fighting and standing up for these things. I just don't want to be I feel like I'm being bombarded with it the entire time while I'm watching the game. It's like I can't escape it, and it's just, ugh. But anyway, second question. Well, the second mystery I have. Please explain this one to me because I don't understand. What the heck's going on with Zion Williamson, man?
I knew I had a feeling that was going to be one of the questions, dude. Whatever kind of stupid, and I will use the word stupid, minutes restrictions that they have that's that strict that he can't come in at the end of a game, then if that's the case, if you say Zion can only do 20 minutes or whatever it is, then save part of those minutes for the last 5 of the damn game. It's so stupid. This is the game that they need to win. And supposedly the medical staff wouldn't let him come back into the game.
Yeah, I'm just really confused. Did we not have a 4.5 month break? Like,
Yeah,
what?
we
Why
did. I
can't?
mean, I know he left the bubble
Yeah,
for
but that was
personal.
for
He came
family
back, yeah,
reasons.
but he came back and he had negative tests. So,
What?
but this is, but in all seriousness,
No, I
if
am being serious.
no, I'm just saying to make my point. I'm saying in all seriousness,
Uh huh.
if they said, Brian, you can only play 30 minutes, right? Just that's it. We're only, even though you might be against it, and they're telling the coach, you can only play 30 minutes. That's it. No more, no less. We need you to play 30 minutes. If you're the coach or whatever, then wouldn't you save part of that 30 minutes for the end of the game?
Yes.
Now, I know sometimes timeouts may not happen. There's not a break in action every now and then. But Zion, to me, should be in during the end of the game. How are you going to reach your 30 minutes with like 5 minutes left and you can't supposedly, again, it's still a stupid thing anyway, that he couldn't play at last 5 minutes because the doctors or whoever were telling him that he couldn't play. But you would save up this. If I had 30 minutes, you use those 30 minutes the best possible way that you can. And that's having him in at the end of the game.
Yeah. But
Like
okay.
this, though, that's,
But here's
I
what I don't understand. First of all, he's not even playing 30 minutes. The first game he played 15 minutes. Second game he played 14 minutes. But my question is, why? Like the dude was playing. All right, before the shutdown, right? He was playing.
Yep.
They have a 3.5, 4.5 month break. So is he like what? I don't like. Is he still hurt? He can't still be hurt. Like
Yeah.
what's
He's the only guy that has this. Again, we're this far into the season. He did miss a couple games in the beginning. He looks healthy. He looks healthier.
he
Honestly,
didn't have to play for 4 months. Hurt? Like, please explain. I'm just
yeah,
really
dude, it
confused.
doesn't make sense. I can't explain something that doesn't make sense. Like you said, like it's the end of the game where they were playing Portland. Maybe it was Portland. I'm not sure.
No,
No, we
they
said
play
they're
Utah
playing.
and the Clippers.
Yeah, no. Who they? No. That was last night. Yeah, but like that Thursday, that opening game. God, I
Yeah,
forgot.
that
Yeah,
was Utah.
yeah. There you go. I was Utah for some reason just always escapes my mind. I know they got Spider Mitchell on the team, and Conley, but Utah just I don't know why. But it's the end of the game. It's a close game. This is a game that you need because you need to be within 4.5, maybe 4 games of Memphis to have this play in, right? To see who gets the eighth seed. Zion, who was one of your best players, needs to be in the game. Period. So even if again, there's no reason for him to have limited minutes. But if the doctors are sitting there in the team positions and the owner, who knows? The owner could be like, listen, they say 30 minutes. I want him for 20 years on the team because he knows he can make that money with Zion and ticket sales. You get what I'm saying? So the
Yeah.
owner's saying, listen to the medical experts, and the medical experts are telling you that it's 20 minutes or whatever it is because I don't understand why, but I'm not.
I
Though
just
some of those 20 minutes need to be during the end of the game, man. He's sitting over there with the game on the line, chilling. How is that possible? Why would you schedule his time and part of it is him sitting out there? I didn't get that at all.
yeah, it doesn't make sense. I just don't understand. Like I that like I said, I just don't. What's wrong with him? He couldn't heal in 4 months. Like, what is wrong? I just want to know what's wrong with him. So, but whatever. I'm just really confused. I thought he was okay. I thought he
Yeah.
was healthy. They had a break from action, and now he's on a minutes restriction. I'm confused. And then yesterday they were trying to explain it. Well, yeah, if Zion's out there and it looks like he's getting tired, they're going to take him out. I'm like, what? The guy's 19. Like, was he getting tired? I just don't.
Yeah,
I
what
don't.
about they were well, he had an injury, right? And they were teaching
Yeah,
him how
but
to
he
walk
came back
properly.
from that injury and he was playing.
Yeah.
And then they went on break, shutdown. So what? I'm just really, like I said, I'm just confused. Like I'm just trying to. I just don't understand like what's going on with Zion. Why are they being so? What is he, fragile? Yeah, yes. It just seems to be a little too much with him, and I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. Like if I were a Pelican fan, I would really be wondering what's
Well,
going on.
yeah. I mean, this season they don't have a chance of winning anything. But if I'm a fan, I want to see him. I want to see him play as much as possible. I may understand. Like, I guess if he was on a team that cared about, and this is his first season, and I know this season they're not going to do anything, I may be like, okay, you know what? Fine, let's not push him because we want him to be here for a decade of dominating people and playing the best that he can. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it still doesn't make sense. But still, even if that's the case and he can only play 20 minutes, part of that 20 minutes needs to be the end of the game.
Yeah.
Because
You're
he's sitting
right.
on the bench and they're going back and forth in the game. How do you feel not being able to help out the team when you're one of the best players on the team and you're seeing your teammates go up and down and you have a minutes restriction and you
It just
already
makes
reached
no
your
sense.
time limit and you can't go over it, so you're sitting on the bench at the end of the game? Just imagine how he feels.
Yeah. I don't get it. I don't get it.
That listen. Now that's something I could probably explain the technology better than I can explain the reason behind him not playing. Because I don't get that at all.
Yeah.
Not
But
one
it's
bit.
all good, man. You know, hey, at least basketball's back. Like I
Yeah.
said, it looks good. And we got a lot of games. I think we got a lot of games going on today. That was a good game last night between Toronto and the Lakers.
Yeah, good for.
Yeah, man. So it's good. The Bucks played. That was good seeing the Bucks back in action. Yeah, man. I'm liking this, man. I think they have what, like 6 regular season games, 6 or 7 games left. Okay.
Yeah, 6 games left.
Oh, I heard something during the broadcast yesterday. Is this correct? The playoffs won't be done until October?
I
I was like, that can't be right, can it?
September, because I think the playoffs start August.
Oh yeah, that's right. We are in August now. Damn,
Yeah,
that's right.
it's August 2nd.
Wow,
So,
you know what? So I guess that makes sense then.
So yeah, so you got to think about, because you still got to give them a day off. So it's not like you sit there and like in a 7-game series play every day.
Yeah.
So
wow.
I would say that kind of makes sense.
So I wonder when the season's going to start then.
I would say they need to start in December. Give them. It's over.
Couple months.
Give them a month and whatever off. Have them report to training camp like the first week of December or whatever, however they used to do it, whatever the time is.
Yeah.
And start as the NBA season starts to me on Christmas.
Yeah, you're right. I think they should do it that way and have a shortened season.
Speaking of October, why do I see Halloween stuff? I went to this store yesterday and I was like, is that a pumpkin and some? I was like, we're not even in fall. Okay, calm down, everybody. Why are you pushing out your fall stuff already?
Woo, man. Hey, look, Hurt, it's 2020. They trying to speed this year up so we can get
you know what? I can't blame them. Matter of fact, let's have Christmas in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, we like, look, let's just get to 2021 already, please.
2021, bam, here you go. You're 1,000% right about that. They're just trying to retailers try to get through the year too, yo.
Yeah.
But so let's transition to baseball. Again, we're not huge. We watched the NHL. NHL started. They seem like they had a good opening message for them for Black Lives Matters, which is awesome. And they have their little playoff and everything system. So good luck to them. I'll have more party report on them next time.
Yeah, I gotta check the Caps out. Because the only time I really watch hockey is when the Caps in the playoffs, and I haven't checked out anything yet. I'm just curious to see how that's going. So I'll check that out.
I saw the Rangers play, and I know they lost, but I know the top 4 seeds are playing for seeding, and everybody else is playing either just to be in the playoffs or their positioning and everything. So excuse me about swatting things. So there are bugs flying back and forth. So to the general audience, I'm not waving away Brian's answers like I normally do. It's just due to the fact that there are flying things that be coming towards my face. But so baseball, man. Marlins, Phillies, Cardinals.
Man.
I don't know. Now, none of these West Coast teams seem to have issues.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Marlins game were postponed till I think today or tomorrow.
Yeah, the Orioles are actually going to play the Marlins on Tuesday. So after a week of inaction, after a little over a week of inaction, they will be back. And I'm a little nervous, man. We actually made a trade with the Marlins, man, because of course they have to start using team players on their taxi squad. And since they're depleted, they made a trade with us. They got Richard Blyer, relief pitcher. So we'll see how that goes. I'm sure the Orioles a little nervous about hosting the Marlins. But yeah, man, it just goes to show you, man. See, unlike the NFL and the NHL, MLB does not have a bubble. And
nope.
And the word is some Marlin players were out in the town, when they were in Atlanta, because Atlanta, everything's open. You know what I'm saying? Nothing's Georgia, everything's pretty much open. So apparently they went out on the town and it just messes it up for everybody, man. This is what 8 teams have been affected by this now, pretty much.
Yeah, a lot of postponements. I think you guys had to. Luckily, you guys didn't really get to have a break because you had a series with them, but you ended up playing the Yankees.
Yeah,
I think they had a series maybe with Phillies that was kind of postponed because some Phillies players were tested positive after they played the Marlins.
Yeah, but now they're saying apparently a lot of those tests might be false positive, so that's good.
Yeah, well, yeah, I hope so.
Yeah,
definitely hope so because but it's been Rob Manfred coming out saying you need to the players union. You need to make sure these players kind of understand what the situation is.
He's a joke, by the way, and I'm starting to think that Bud Selig was a better commissioner than this guy, man.
Wow,
this guy stinks.
Wow,
this guy stinks. Because I'm thinking more and more about this. Like, of course, we had the issue with Joe Kelly, this week, and I want to ask you about this too. When the Dodgers played the Astros, man, and that it just pisses me off because that dude got suspended 8 freaking games, yo, which is more than 10% of the season. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, I don't understand. Why do I feel like the Astros have been the one that's been the Astros players have been the ones that have been protected during this whole thing?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I would have vacated that freaking championship. I don't care. They clearly cheated. And Dodgers are pissed, and rightly so.
Oh, yeah. Oh, heck yeah.
But I just feel like they're the ones that have been protected throughout this, man. It just pisses me off. Right? He's just not been a good commissioner, man. He has not stood up to the players. I think his leadership during this pandemic is sucked. I just think he's been a joke. Morning, Doc. Yeah, I mean, it is crazy. It is crazy. But that's what happens when you're not in a bubble.
Yeah, I mean, for some teams, some sports, as we know, with football coming up, it's hard to put teams in a certain area, especially teams that have so many players involved. Again, the NBA, you have 5 people on the court from one team. It's a smaller thing. Soccer, they were able to do it with the MLS. Again, but this is the issue, and this is a non-political statement and everything else. It has nothing to do with that currently, but you can't sit here and tell me when in England they're traveling from town to town. In Japan, they actually have fans coming back for their wrestling shows. In Germany, they're traveling. They're traveling everywhere, kind of almost in Europe at this point. And we haven't had any issues in the Premier League. We haven't had any issues in the Bundesliga. We haven't had any issues in all these other leagues. We're only having issues here. And it's because people have not adhered to the advice of the experts as to not wearing masks and everything. Because we shouldn't be having a problem. And teams should be able to travel back and forth. But because people don't want to listen here is the only reason why that's occurring.
Right.
Period. You know what I mean? So baseball players should be able to just go back and forth and play because this is what they're doing in England. But we can't because look what happens. And people don't want to listen to
the Blue Jays just found a home. I don't even think they played a home game yet, Hurt. Because their country doesn't want to
they were the home team against the Nationals at Nationals Park.
Yeah, I'm saying, but they haven't played at home.
Well, they're not going to play at home this season.
Right, that's what I'm saying. They don't even have a stadium.
Yeah.
So, I mean, because their country was like, no, we don't want these players. And look, they were right. Think about it. The Blue Jays had the Marlins on the schedule. You see what I'm saying? Canada was right. So I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Now you say that I think because the players are asymptomatic or have relatively mild cases, they may not be taking it seriously. Well, you're right, but guess what? They need to take this seriously because it just came out that former Oriole and current Red Sox Eduardo Rodriguez is now out for the season due to post-COVID complications. He has a post-COVID heart condition, and he can't play. He's missing the rest of the season. And
Yeah,
this is why.
but I think that's something that's going to wake him up.
Yeah,
Like
I
you
mean,
said, you had the Marlins players going out on town. People, I mean, look at they had Rutgers had a house party or something. Football players, and they had a bunch of COVID cases. And again, we don't know the long term ramifications of it. But
right.
people in general, including athletes and other stuff, are taking this all for granted.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is a finely tuned, healthy athlete. He's missing the entire season due to COVID.
Yep.
A COVID heart condition. Or I mean, like people need to take this thing seriously. This virus doesn't care who you are. It doesn't
Nope.
care where you're from. Doesn't care who you are, how much money you have. It does not care. Take it seriously. I don't I don't understand why this message has not gotten through to people.
Well, you know, people got to fight back. If people don't want to wear a mask and take away their freedoms,
Yeah, I guess you're right.
you can't tell me to wear a mask, or you can't tell me to put my guns away.
Hey.
But you know, it is what it is. But going back to that Joe Kelly incident with the Astros, where he's throwing over the head of it was the what? It was 3-0 on the count, and he has had prior incidents before, but again, as the commissioner or whoever's running baseball, you know people are going to go after the Astros, specifically the Dodgers, because they feel like they should have a championship, their first one since '88, and they don't have because they were cheated out of one. So of course there's going to be some kind of vitriol. And you warn both benches and both sides before the game even starts. Hey, we don't want this nonsense. We want social distancing, because they were having a social distancing fight. You know, they're all just like 6 feet apart looking at each other. You know, but if you don't want that happening, you warn both teams. Hey, don't. This is not going to happen here. Not saying that it's fair. I feel like, especially in baseball, you need to get your retribution. A couple of those guys need to be plunked in the side, not in the head. But you know, one of those. Hey, I got to plunk you in your ribs, and we're gonna call it even. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, that's how baseball works. I'm going after the head, so I understand a little bit. But 8 games in a shortened season, and you know, you're just going at. You know, again, the dude does have control issues. Not saying he wasn't throwing at him on a 3-0 count. I bet you that last pitch, he's like, "Well, I'm going to walk him anyway, so I might as well see if I can maybe try to nail him a little bit." But again, you need to handle this before the season started. So just say, "Hey, whoever's facing the Astros, we're not having it." Because think about how bad it would look if there was a fight on the field in baseball with all these people being separated. Just the optics of it. So you need to prevent it. Hey, we're not throwing at these guys. If we see anything that we deem as baseball deems intentional, there's automatic suspensions for the manager and for the player. Period.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it may look from baseball, other outsiders to say, "Oh, they're siding with the Astros," but that's preventing some sort of disastrous effect on people. Honestly.
Yeah.
So you have to set it from the beginning of the season, and they didn't do it.
Yeah. I like though how on social media a lot of players are coming to Joe Kelly's defense, like free Joe Kelly and all these Twitters.
Well, yeah, because 8 games, dude.
That's come on in a 60-game season. Hurt.
He didn't even hit him.
In a
and then he threw
60-game
inside to, I think maybe it was Correa, but ended up striking him out, and he made a boo boo face at him.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just come. You know, 8 games is too much. You needed to take control before all this started.
Yeah, no doubt.
So that's my thought on that. But I mean, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
Have you watched some real games? Like, how do you feel about watching your team play, even though there's no fans around? But like, does it feel like you're watching baseball?
Yeah, I'm actually enjoying it. Remember, I told you I didn't really care. It's a joke. Yeah, I actually watched every game pretty much. the Orioles have been in, except for the first game. The Orioles have surprisingly been in every game. Actually, what are they, 5-4 or 4-4 right now? They just won. They just made history last night. They won an extra innings game, a walk-off in the 11th inning. But they made history because don't you know they're doing the man on second things?
Yeah.
So they started off the inning with a double play with a man on second.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah, a guy tried to tag up, fly ball to center field, tried to tag up the third, and got thrown out. So
wow.
Yeah. So they started off the inning with a double play. So they made history. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
And they had a nice walk-off victory. Everybody was going like this. It was just funny.
Or like you fake water on people.
Yeah, like
yeah.
So but no, the Orioles have been competitive, man. And they should have beat the Yankees. Aaron Judge hit a 3-run dinger in the 9th inning. We came back, but we couldn't hold a lead. So it's actually been enjoyable watching the Orioles, man.
Good.
How your Mets doing?
Well, we're on a little losing streak here. 3 games. We start off the season pretty well. The Orioles are 4-3. Yeah, we are 3-6 now.
Okay.
We were up 8-2 on the Red Sox the other day, and ended up losing 10-11.
Damn.
Yeah. Then
the Red Sox suck too. They have no pitching, man.
They're terrible. I haven't. Yeah. Well, they gave up 10 runs, but we gave up 11. So who's worse? And we've. It's funny because when you look at the standings for the NL East, the Phillies are at 1-2, and the Marlins are 2-1. So they haven't played. So we're already behind them because we got 6 losses. So, yeah, I mean it's fun to sit there and watch baseball. We love baseball. It is a tad bit different without the fans, but it's again watching the KBO, the Korean Baseball Organization.
Yeah,
just kind of got me into like, oh, okay, these are still competitive. It's why when I'm watching NBA, I don't feel it's taken away from anything. Of course, an arena full of fans makes it an arena full of fans. But, just these games count now. So if they count, no matter who's there or not, you got to go out there and win. And these guys are out there trying. It's a shortened season. Someone can make history. Yeah. And you got to look like that. I think a lot of teams are taking it seriously and looking at it like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, Garrett Cole's going to win the Cy Young. I mean, good gracious. Well, he's already, I think he's 2-0 right now and is with a low ERA. So Shane Bieber.
Yeah, Justin's older brother. So yeah, this way. Listen, 3-6. When we play the Yankees, they'll probably sweep us too, but we'll see. I mean, our offense has been good. It's just our pitching's been bad.
Oh, okay.
But Syndergaard, he's not coming back this season though. But he was throwing off the mound a little bit. He had Tommy John, so he should be back next year. Well,
the Orioles, man, they're about to sweep the Rays. They beat Glasnow yesterday, and they beat Blake Snell the night before, man. So hey, man, my birds are looking up, man.
Well, I told you, man. Well, I told you. I knew you would eventually get into it, though. I knew it wouldn't take long. You're just like, yo, I don't care.
I got my Orioles hat on today.
Exactly. Like, I don't care. Like, these games don't mean nothing. But I knew if they're on TV, that's your team. Like it's like, as much as I have issues with the football team.
The Washington football team.
Yeah, the Washington football. And all the stupidity and the ownership and everything, like just deep in my, heartstrings, it's still, I still want them to win and do well. Like it's just there. And if they're having a successful, or not even successful, but when they're playing, I want them to win, especially when they play Dallas. Yeah. But it's tough. So when you go into a season like this and you have, and think about it, because at this point, we're almost at 10 games. There's only 50. Like it goes by quick. Like the Mets played 9 games already.
That's crazy.
So you gotta, because really, honestly, you gotta get going. This is the year of the Nationals where you can be 10 to 12 games under 500 and have this whole season to come back and make the playoffs. This isn't going to happen this year.
Yeah.
So if you get hot, you better get hot quick.
Yeah, remember, it's a sprint, not a marathon, Hurt.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm not good at either one of those. So, but yeah.
All right, Hurt. I got a question for you.
Yep.
The Twitterverse and social media was in an uproar this week because the NFL Network came out with their 100 best best players. And who was number one, Hurt?
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. And I say deservedly so. People, chill out. Everybody.
So is this the top 100 is voted on by the players?
Yes, that's voted on by the players. Everybody knows Patrick Mahomes is the best player in the NFL. But.
Well, not according to
that. But in 2020, Lamar Jackson was the best player. Sorry. Actually, it was the year Lamar. Huh?
Yeah, he won the MVP.
Yeah. So I have no issue with him being number one. Now, should Pat Mahomes been number 4? No.
No. No. Dude,
how does that happen?
How do you have a list? Okay? How do you have a list of a top of whatever it is, unless it's all defensive players? How do you have a list where he is not in the top 2 of anything, period? How do you have that? That is ridiculous. It's stupid. And these dudes don't take anything seriously. Yeah. Now, do I think he should have been number 1? I think he should have been number 1. But he definitely should have been number 4.
Right.
Number 4? If they put Mahomes.
And if they put him number 1, I wouldn't have had a problem with that. I would. If they had put him number 1 and Lamar number 4, I would have been fine with it. But I have no problem with Lamar being number 1 because Lamar was insane last year. He did things just like Mahomes did things a QB has never done before. A couple of years ago, Lamar did the same thing. Now, granted, in the postseason, his team didn't win. Okay, but in the regular season, the dude won 13 games. Rushed for over 1,200 yards, led the league in touchdown. Like, he was the best player last year.
Yeah, but Mahomes at number 4 now.
But there's no way. There's no way in the universe you put Russell Wilson number 2 over Patrick Mahomes.
Listen, I respect Russ.
Yeah, he ain't the number 2 best player.
No. What are they on?
Yeah.
How unless they just are angry at Mahomes for being, Mahomes like.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened, man. And like I said, now I'm just going strictly based. Now, is Russell Wilson a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson? Absolutely. I'm just going strictly based on last year. That's all I'm going on. So it just didn't make sense. Patrick Mahomes is not the 4th best player. But that being said, people need to chill. It's a list by the players. Chill out.
Yeah, and they're usually always wrong.
Yeah.
Because you know who didn't make it on the list at all?
Who's that?
Carson Wentz.
Oh yeah. Well, honestly, I know people in the uproar about that too, but honestly, I don't have a problem with that.
Dude, you tell me there's 100 better players than Carson Wentz.
I get that, but he didn't have that great of a year last year. The guy's been hurt the past couple of years, so he might not be in the minds of a lot of the players and stuff. I don't think that's as big as
they play with him. They know who he is.
Yeah,
they play with him.
Yeah, they know who he is when he's on the field. Hurt, but the dude's been hurt the past 3 years.
They have again. It's just a list. It's not like this is a big to do. But if you're, it's kind of like Madden rankings. Like they get upset over Madden rankings.
Yeah. You need to explain that one too, because me, I've been removed from video games for a minute. I don't get why people are so, and this is just me and my ignorance. I just don't understand why are they so upset over Madden ratings, man.
Well, as a player, you think of yourself as being, especially if you are at the top of your game, being one of the best, if not the best. So if you, or especially as we know with wide receivers and stuff, there's egos, right? So who's the guy from San Diego? San Diego.
Keenan Allen.
Yeah, Keenan Allen was tweeting at Mike Evans, because Mike Evans is rated higher than him. and like he's better wide receiver than blah 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 blah, and they take it personally because it's like, how am I ranked behind this dude?
But it's a video game. Who the F
But
cares?
okay, it's like if they're ranking podcasts and we are one of the two popular podcast people, whatever, and they ranked, I don't know, just somebody who just started, right? Say somebody just that we know started a podcast, and they're ranked 50th, and NYMD podcast is ranked 54th, and we know that podcast is just utter garbage. Okay, how are we behind that podcast? That's all it is, because you feel a certain type of way about who you are or your product, and being ranked behind those people just makes you feel some type of way. I mean, that's all it is. But they
Yeah.
want to be 99s. They want to be, listen, I'm out here practicing, working hard. How you got me? Like, why is my awareness so low? You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? It's just a whole bunch of things. But because they play it. They play it too. They're also
Yeah.
gamers. It's not like these dudes who don't play that care. Offensive linemen don't care.
Right.
That's not what they do. Wide receivers, quarterbacks, running backs, cornerbacks, people who actually have egos, those people, they care.
Yeah,
So
like what killed me was Lamar Jackson was rated at a 94, and he was pissed. I'm like, damn, 94 is not a good rating?
No, he wants a 99. That's a 99.
Okay.
I mean, what's Mahomes? He's probably, what, 90? I mean, the way that they treat
Mahomes made the 99 club.
Yeah,
apparently.
well, he should, because
Yeah.
he's Patrick freaking Mahomes.
Yeah.
Even though he's number 4 in the NFL. What's Carson Wentz? He's got to be 50 since he's in the top 100. But they take that personally, man. They take that
Yeah,
personally.
I didn't realize that was that big.
Madden has experts out there during the season.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and rankings change during the season. So if somebody's having like a bad couple games, like say for Jameis Winston, he might have started off like, wow, he's having a pretty good season. Then all those things, your rating can go down as the season goes. So
okay,
and that's crazy. Yeah, well, I mean, it is what it is, right? But yeah, that's pretty fun.
Yeah.
But people
So sticking with the NFL, how do you feel about the NFL starting? Because as you know, training camp started this past week. A lot of Ravens players reported. I know the Chiefs reported. You got players wearing face shields. They got on their bracelets or whatever that indicate when you're too close, when you're less than 6 feet distance away from someone. It's going to be interesting to see. I think you had to be tested before you could even enter the facility. So,
yeah, they're going to have the biggest issue because their players are the closest.
And there's no bubble, and there's a lot of players, man.
Yeah, there's a ton of players, and then you said there's no bubbles, no wobbles, no nothing. And as you can see by baseball, say you're flying, they're not going to adjust the schedule like how baseball's just trying to keep it East Coast or West Coast, and you're not going, or you know what I'm saying. Like they're just not trying to have Dodgers Mets games. They're going to try to keep it, which keeps all limited within a certain area. What's wrong? NFL can't do that.
Yeah.
So when you get there early on a Saturday, Friday, whatever, you want the players going out. What is it going to be? Good Lord. It's like Lord of the Flies out here.
Watch out for those murder hornets, man.
Yeah, listen, I haven't seen any, but I haven't seen that groundhog yet either. So that's good. Maybe he hears me. But yeah, it's like the thing with college football. Like I don't know how it's going to work. I really don't. Are people trying to be optimistic? I don't. Looking at baseball, I don't know. Again, I know it's only like a couple teams, but it's still what happens. Football, like I said, I feel like football is just a different animal.
And I think 70 players have been tested positive for COVID already.
Yeah, and I think Stafford's one of them. Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, he is one of them. Yep.
Yeah, your favorite quarterback. So I mean, again, the quarterback gets it. Who is the next guy up? Then you got to test the center.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Then you got
right.
to test the right guard, left guard. Then you just got to go out. You know what I'm saying? Like it's then they got to check all the other quarterbacks who are in the quarterback room and everything. So you really, and I think Matthew Stafford, I think his wife, I know she battled something.
She had a brain tumor.
She may be, kind of like compromised. So I don't know if he's staying isolated someplace else or something like that. But yeah, those again, and that's a lot of things too. And a lot of players are still opting out.
Yeah.
Look, we got 7 Patriots now, or basically the whole Patriots team.
Yeah. Oh, 7. Yeah, 7 now, and that doesn't even include the McCourty twins who express concerns on social media. They've had Pro Bowlers opt out. Damian Williams, he just opted out for Kansas
who
City.
could have been MVP of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
He could have opted. Not could have. He could have been, but yeah, he opted out.
Yeah, former Miami Dolphin. How'd y'all let that guy get away, Rudy and Dan?
Yeah, I'm sure they'll have an explanation for it. But who's the guy who's on the team last year and then went to Arizona and had like a pretty good season? Drake,
that's
right?
Kenyon Drake. Yeah, another one.
Dude was garbage at one point. Then he goes away. And it's like a Joseph Adai.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Jay Jai. Sorry, Jay Jai.
Oh yeah, Jai. Yeah.
Arsenal fan.
Went to Philly. Yeah, I don't know what it is with these Miami running backs.
They went to Philadelphia, won a Super Bowl. So,
man,
but
yeah, Rudy still gets pissed about that to this day. He talks about they traded Jay Ajayi. I'm like, yeah.
I know you can't trade Jay Ajayi away, especially since he was an Arsenal fan. I need to run those bracelets for stores.
Yeah, you are right, Doc, because nobody when you go to the store seems to want to abide by the 6 feet rule.
No, not at all. Dude, I tried my best to follow the road signs that they have now in the stores.
Right. Yeah.
Still just don't care.
People don't care. Dude, I was in the freaking.
It's not like they're gonna stop you and say, no, you turn around and go the right way.
Yeah. Like, I do my early morning shopping, right? So I'm in there yesterday and I'm getting rung up. And the dude's putting stuff on the aisle while I'm doing it. I'm like, yo, you could just dude, we got to socially distance. Can you just wait for when I'm done before you start putting your food on there, please? Like, come on, man.
Yeah, I would have given him that look. I would have been like, yo, because I mean, it happens. I'm like,
yeah,
yo, can you just back up a little bit? And I'm not afraid to say it because people, listen, you may not care about your space, but I care about my space.
Yeah.
So just back up off it.
Yeah.
And just be considerate. So I would. That's not gonna work for me.
So what do you think, Hurt? I mean, do you think the season is going to football? We're still talking about NFL. You think the season's going to start on time? Like, what's going to happen? Because I'm not hopeful for football, man. I'm not excited about fantasy. Around this time, I'll be getting ready for my draft. I'll be doing some mock drafts. I'm not even excited because I'm not convinced that football is going to happen. Or if it does, they might only play 5 games. I just don't see it, especially now that we've seen what happened in baseball. Please tell me.
It's going to be.
I need some optimism.
Yeah, I'm not going to give it to you. It's going to be. It's going to be again. That's the toughest of the sports due to the proximity of everybody, and the travel. I mean, again, they only travel once a week, so that's a good thing.
Right. That's the good thing.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. It's just like you said. There's some tests to come back. We just got to see. You keep testing. You keep having practices. You keep having games. We got to see how it rolls out, and I guess just push the season back a little bit from open to wing just to see how things look, and that would work. Listen, this isn't about Brian being in line, okay, Doc? Good grief. We're having a sports show here. Store attendant didn't say anything.
No, she was too busy ringing up my stuff. She was trying to do right by me and get me out of there. But it's all good.
Yeah, which I'd rather have her get me out of there before I punch the guy than because then it could have been an argument between those two. Then I'm still not getting out because she ain't ringing up my stuff. So anyway, I don't know. It's like this week with because I was talking about NCAA and football and the schedule. The ACC has gone to a conference only schedule, which includes Notre Dame.
Oh yeah, I did hear about that.
Yeah, so now they have 15 teams. It's just for this season, and it's like one conference. So the 2 teams that had the best winning percentage will play in the ACC championship game. But we're not playing Florida. The SEC has a conference only schedule too. So a lot of natural rivalries aren't going to happen this year. Clemson, South Carolina, Florida State, Florida, Georgia Tech, Georgia, because everybody's going to a conference only. I think the only league that hasn't said anything, I think, is the Pac-12. But the Pac-12, as you know, as those Cal Berkeley kids are and those Stanford kids are saying, hey, what safeguards do you have for us? And they're really threatening to maybe even bring legal action if there's nothing for them that states what are you doing to protect me? Because really, what are you doing? These are the only athletes, mind you. They're telling most kids, and I think the state of California said kids aren't regular people aren't reporting to like colleges, and they're going to go online. So then, why have the
Right.
football?
Exactly.
You know, and
Exactly.
that's a big thing. Like, again, the whole compensation and all this other stuff. Why are you forcing them? A Virginia Tech cornerback, he opted out because this is going to be his, I think, junior year, and he's projected to be a top NFL pick. He opted out.
Oh, okay.
And there's a
How
lot.
long?
Yeah, I know. I would do the same thing,
You think
bro.
Trevor Lawrence is going to play this year? Heck no.
No. Trevor's a little bit different. I think Trevor will.
Ain't no way Trevor Lawrence is playing.
Trevor, with Dabo as his coach and everything, Trevor Lawrence will play.
Okay. We'll I'm saying it right here. We'll take that's a bet. Trevor Lawrence will not play college football this year.
Okay. I mean, if there's a season, that was not. I don't want any special caveats since you never win these bets anyway. I don't want any caveats saying, look, there's no season hurt, so he didn't play. You're saying he's going to opt out.
No, I'm saying he will not play football this year.
All right. See, if there's going to be no,
I don't care what the scenario is. He ain't playing.
All right. Well, I can't.
Why would he? Why would he? What, dude? You're going to be the number. He doesn't have to do anything right now. You are going to be the number one pick. Why?
I mean, for your team, some people are just that way for their teammates.
All right,
and you know, I'm just, you know, and you want another national championship if that's possible.
Okay, all right, all right. We'll see.
But I think he's going to play. Now, of course, if any games are moving towards the spring, then no, he's not going to play.
Now, are teams practicing? Like, what's going on? The team's practicing right now?
There's some teams that are back practicing, kind of like the NFL. They're having a little back and forth, but some places aren't. Like the Pac-12 aren't really having big practices, and they're not in pads, and because there's still so much going on, you know, and testing, and certain states are worse than others when it comes to. So yeah, it's a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, this is gonna be tough, man. I just don't see it.
Nope.
But we'll see.
I mean, like I said, I knew all the other sports were going to start. Just football. I don't know.
Yeah, it's funny. I was more confident about football starting just because of the time, you know, because it was just seemed like it was so much time in between this whole COVID stuff when COVID started and stuff. When cases first got here, I wasn't even worried about football, and I told you sports wasn't going to start, and I've been wrong, you know, because we got baseball, we got golf, we got hockey, you know. But now I flip. I just don't. I don't see. I just don't see how football can make it. I just don't, man.
Yeah, not unless they find a hummingbird. Oh, it was cute. I had a hummingbird. I might do my shows outside all the time. It's just the social distancing does not work. And then again, just test. It's a whole bunch of athletes too. It's not like one or two. Like you said, you lost your offensive tackle. Also, the quality is going to go down because you're going to have to use a lot of backups if people opt out.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just going to be a whole different game with just a whole bunch of different people. And like I was saying, what happens if a quarterback opts out? And you're just like, oh, that may not happen. But I don't know. And depending on their family situation and whatever reason. I mean, what if like Matthew Stafford just tested positive? What if he opted out because he just tested positive and he doesn't want to? I don't know. Even though he already that could happen. And then what if this happens during the season? And how long are they out for? Are they out for 2 weeks, or the backup's going to play? It's a whole bunch of stuff that we, coaches, everything.
Yeah.
That won't be around their teams. So.
Yeah, we'll see, man.
Oh, man. But we're in August, man. Our first August show.
It's weird. Does it? this year has been so weird. Like, I can't believe it's August. Like,
2020 is for real, like our arch rival of like the world. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like if you had your arch enemy, it'd be 2020.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
Man, we just gotta get over this, man. Get over this thing, and the sooner the better, man.
yes, sir. That's definitely true. So thank you everybody for tuning in for the Outside the House edition of the NYMC ND podcast. Of course, you know we're on here. We're on StreamYard. You can find us on YouTube at NYMD Podcast. You can put a like because we appreciate it, or any comments that you want to put on there that are hopefully favorable for us. And of course, we're on IG. We're on Facebook. We're not on TikTok because that might be gone soon. And we're also on the Twitter. And follow us on wherever you find a podcast, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify. You will find NYMD Podcast. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we will see you next week.
Peace, y'all.
Go outdoors, wear a mask.
Please.